Welcome to the NetFlix Rookie Cup Series here on FMB TV 3. We're at Michigan for race number 12 of 15. We are closing down on the end of the schedule, and it's going to be a race to the end. Jeremy Stanley leads by 10 points over Robert Pandiscio, excuse me, and Tyler Wesley trails by 21 on those three. It's a three-way battle for the first position, only separated by 21 points as we go into the remaining three races. And it's going to be very, very interesting. Before we get to the race, we got to go to qualifying, so let's get there. Welcome back to the Netflix Rookie Cup Series here on FMB TV 3. Before we get to the race, let's go over some pre-race headlines. As we know, 3 drivers are eligible to win the championship as of this race. The next position is 40 points out, would leave it 2 races out, theoretically, if the other drivers were to have no scoring days. So as it comes right now, realistically, we have 3 drivers fighting for the chance to win. Tyler Wesley and Jeremy Stanley are the top 2 contenders. As far as wins go, both having 2 this season and looking to get a good run today. Tyler Wesley starting 18th, Jeremy Stanley starting right behind him, and Robert Pandiscio starting a little farther on back. Now, let's get to the call to fire the engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there's the call to fire the engines. And before we get rolling, let's go over who we have in the booth today. Dick is going to be with us, help commentating while Alex Bates is off on vacation. Welcome to the booth.
What's up?
And we hope to see a very good race here today as the cars roll off the starting grid and head around turn 3 and 4. Gardner and Mudd will lead them to the flag. And right before we do, what do you think we can expect today real quick from you?
Very hard, fast racing. I expect for there to be 2 and 3 wide pretty much the whole race.
We'll have to wait and see. We know Michigan promotes that. These drivers are rookies, so we'll have to see how they attack this huge track with a lot of racing room and a lot of places to go. We'll see what is the best line to take as Mudd and Gardner lead them to the flag. Race number 12 is green, and we've already got 3 wide racing before they get to the line. They're wasting no time. The first guy we've seen jump out is Games in the 78. He makes it 3 wide going into 1 already, right up against that wall. Mudd getting right to the bottom, though, wasting no time doing that, as we are already seeing speeds of 200 miles per hour as they head down the backstretch. Very fast surface.
They're trying to go 4 wide down the backstretch in the back now.
Yep, 4 wide in the very back.
8 cars slow on the bottom. Just going to check them up. We got a car on the apron.
A lot of guys trying to get through this first lap without a problem. Jeremy Stanley, one of them. Your championship leader, doesn't want to have anything go wrong. Look at the guys on the apron. 2 championship contenders. Tyler Wesley and Jeremy Stanley both on the apron as they go 4 wide again into 1. A lot of these guys checking up, trying to get a line to run. And look at these guys bobbing and weaving down the backstretch as Jeremy Stanley trying to catch up as he's falling back a little bit from the start. Wild start to this race.
Mudd's pulled out to a pretty good lead so far.
Back up front, Mudd, yes, has pulled about a car length lead, but here comes Talampis. Don't talk about him now. A huge run down the super stretch here. He's going to dive it into 1 under Mudd, but it appears that middle line is going to be where the preferred line is. As he makes it work, Talampis having to fall back just a little bit. As wild as that start was, we remain green. No caution, no crazy spins or anything. So luckily we got through there. And wow, look at the 77 of Gardner having to get out of the gas. There might be something wrong with that machine. He got right on the brake. I think he may have seen something Talampis was doing. He didn't like it. So
yeah,
now
they definitely calmed down a lot.
Yeah, it definitely spread out a lot quicker than what we thought was going to happen. We like you said in the pre-race, we thought definitely we were going to see some 3 wide racing for a good majority, and right now it's calmed down. I think these guys are just want to get a couple laps under their belt and figure this track out. But what we are seeing is the middle and high line is where it's preferred, but not by much. As we look up front here, as Mudd continues to hold a good lead on Telampus and Gardner. And they seem to be running the middle line until you get on back to Corey Heffley, who is testing the waters on the high side. And he's making some moves. He's got around the 44. And he dives to the bottom of the 34, going into turn 3 and 4. What a move.
Your championship leader runs 16th right now. He's moved up a couple spots.
Yeah, Jeremy Stanley following suit. And there's some 3-wide racing in the back. Games, who we've seen, Reeds, who we've seen jump out early on the start. Looking there on the inside. Jeremy Stanley, as just mentioned, running not too shabby. Definitely moved up from the start. 16th on the running order now. Running his fastest lap last time by as well. Little action here. We were talking about Corey Heffley testing the waters on the high side. Now he's gotten away from that high side and he's moved to the bottom. As the top couple drivers have kind of spread out until you get back to Gardner, who is now making some ground on what it appears to be a slowing Telampus now, as Gardner moves to the inside once again, but I don't think he'll be able to get the job done there. As they come around to take lap number 7 to complete it and begin lap number 8, Telampus still leads. Or, I mean, excuse me, Mudd still leads. Telampus still trails. And we've seen Gardner pull up a little bit last couple laps. He's kind of falling back now. If we go a little bit back farther in the field, we've got a lot of side-by-side racing every other lap, but they've really single-filed it out. Now it's a big train until you get some people like the 44 of Aaron, Fan, and then Gilson, who are side-by-side now for what appears to be 6th.
Then you go on back. Tyler Wesley just completed the pass for 9th.
Yeah, and he continues to work that bottom line, which we haven't seen a lot of people be too successful at. We'll see where he takes, where he goes into turn 3 and 4 here, as he stays to the middle line and kind of diamonds the corners. So looks like Gilson's on that high line, which is definitely preferred. It's that run. It's that. It's definitely the longer way around the track, but it definitely gives you a lot more opportunity to get some more speed off the corner, and it seems to be paying off for these drivers. Looking up here at Mudd. Mudd has just lost the lead. We apologize for that. And apparently Mudd moves to 2nd as Gardner goes through. Gardner has also gotten around Telampus. So what a shakeup. Just in, I believe, a lap that happened. New leader, Gardner. So as we end lap 10 and begin lap 11, a new leader already on the board. We thought Mudd was going to be able to continue with that reign of dominance so far he's put on today, and it appears it's going to change, as now Telampus taking the high side, looking to get the run off the corner, trying to get something going.
I thought Telampus was going to try to go to the bottom right there to pass Mudd for 2nd, but he chose to take the high line on turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, and it's going to make him pay there, but look at this. Maybe a lead change coming up here. Mudd back at him on the bottom. Gardner and Mudd toe-to-toe here as they come across the line to finish lap 11. Side by side into the corner. Let's see who prevails. Mudd sticking to that middle lane. Now drops down to the bottom. Gardner way up high. Now diamonds the corner to the middle. Let's see if he gets the run off the corner. He's not close enough. I don't think he actually did. So now Mudd back to the lead. As Mudd moves his lane up to the high side.
Gardner's going to gain on him.
Yeah, here he comes. Gardner moves up to the middle line, and so does Mud, and I think Mud got the worst end out of that. He moves to the bottom, now side by side for the lead again, and while all this is happening, Talampas and Bale are in the foreground gaining, and look at this, Talampas is going to try to go around Gardner on the high side.
I think Gardner drove it in there a little too hard, trying to catch up the Mud, and overdrove it and had to let out of it.
Yeah, and that's going to make him pay, because here comes Bale. Bale way up high, right on the berm, as some of the dirt trackers would say. On the outside, looking to get that extra miles per hour coming off the corner. And it's going to pay. Look at this, dividends. And he pulls right up back to the bumper. 212 miles per hour into one.
He's going to choose to take the bottom line through 1 and 2.
Yeah, we don't think that's where you're going to want to be. And it doesn't really pay off. So the top 4 guys real close to each other. We're going to go side by side for our first commercial break here. You're watching the Netflix Rookie Cup Series here on FMB TV3. Stick with us.
I just got a call that someone's taking a shit. Well, not on my watch. I'm going in. On 3. 1, 2, 3. You're taking a shit? Yeah. Busted! We're here at Brooke's house. I just got a call from her mother. Apparently she's been in the bathroom for 5 minutes. Let's roll. Apparently she's in here. I'm gonna bust her on 3. 1, 2, 3.
What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of here!
You taking a shit?
Yeah!
Busted!
Hi, I'm Eric Falconer, and I just heard that Chris Romano, the shitbuster himself, is in this bathroom taking a shit. We're gonna turn the tables on the shitbuster. You ready? Count of 3. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Hey Chris, what are you doing in there, man?
Just watch my hands.
And we're back here at the Netflix Rookie Cup Series, race number 12 of 15. Coming down to the nitty-gritty here in the season. It's really going to matter. Right before we went to break, your leader was Mud. He came back. He lost the lead and regained it right before debris spotted in turn 3. Threw our first caution out. And we are on pit road for our first round of pit stops here.
Everybody came down this pit stop.
Yeah, and right before we went to break, we'd seen Tyler Wesley and Jeremy Stanley moving up. But the big picture of the day is Robert Pandiscio has not made an effort, really, to get up to the front. And he, before the caution had flown, was listed as 31st place out of 36 cars. So not a good day so far. Definitely not a good points-paying day, as you have to be in the top 20 to even get points. And right now, he is not in a point-scoring position. Jeremy Stanley, though, right on the edge of getting some notable points, running 14th right now. But Tyler Wesley, the big mover of the day, 2 wins this season, looking to get a good finish, maybe even get a win. Never know how these restarts work. sitting 5th right now, losing position on pit road.
He even gained a couple spots on that pit stop. He's up to 4th now. He came in 5th.
I think he actually lost a position. Hold on. No, he went in 5th and came, so he makes up a position. Sorry about that.
Gardner lost the position.
Yeah, Gardner moves back to 5th when we'll wait for timing and scoring to update. As we wait for this caution flag to end, we're going to go to one more commercial break. We'll see you on the other side for the the green flag to resume this race. Mud leads. Talampas is second. We'll be right back. Go. Welcome back to the Netflix Rookie Cup Series, race number 12 here on FMB TV3. As we are about to go back to green flag racing after our first caution on lap 20. When we come back to complete this lap, 30 laps will remain. Your leader is Mud, followed by Talampas, Bale, Tyler Wesley, Gardner, Games, Hosky, Fan, Gilson, and Ogle to run to your top 10. Big story of the day, championship implications definitely taking place right now with Tyler Wesley moving up to 2nd place as of right now, with Pandiscio very far out of points. Jeremy Stanley on the bubble to not make points today. We still have a lot of racing to go, so let's see how it all ends as you're watching the Netflix Rookie Cup Series, race number 12. Waiting for the green flag. These guys get real jumpy and they're wasting no time. Games all the way to the wall to try to get around Gardner. Green flag is out. Mud is on the move as well. Talampas behind him. We're going to go double file into turn 1 as Mud and Talampas go toe-to-toe once again. And look at Talampas with the run inside. And he clears Mud off turn 2. And now Tyler Wesley to the bottom. He's looking to get around Mud. Mud with the bad start.
I don't know how this is going to work going into 3 and 4. I don't know if Tyler Wesley will have the run.
Wesley on the bottom. We do know that's not the most gripped area so far today, but he makes it work. Not trying to get around Talampas though, but he does clear Mud going to cross the line right now. We haven't seen any wrecks today, but with the way these guys are racing, especially Bale and now Gardner through the middle, it wouldn't be surprising to see something happen, as these guys are carrying tons of speed through the corner with these fresh tires. Down the backstretch, these guys have single filed out once again, and now it appears Wesley and Talampas have pulled away from what appears to be a second pack forming. And look at Wesley with the run off the corner. Side by side at the line, Talampas leads, but Wesley to the quarter panel of Talampas, now making the move into turn 1. Wesley on the bottom, Talampas on the high side. We'll see what happens. Talampas with the run. Still side by side, but I think Talampas is going to clear him down the back. He does. Wesley pulls in right behind him, though. And I believe we have a car on pit road. And it is. It's Brent McCaleb. Pitting for, I believe, a right tire. Right rear tire, excuse me. Has went down. He's gotten that repaired. Looking back at Martinez in the back. He's shuffling as we go way up front through the field here. Just still check on this battle for the lead, and Fan now has moved his way into the top 5 right behind Mud, who has had a terrible restart and has moved him back from 1st to 3rd. As Tyler Wesley still working on Talampas, but I think he needs to understand if he's not on the high side, he's not going to get anywhere. Off turn number 4, down the front straightaway at the line. Talampas leads by about a car length and a half.
Seems like the easiest place to pass is coming out of turn 4. You stay right up behind the car in front of you and drop out right as they get to the tri-oval.
Yeah, and I think Tyler Wesley is going to want to utilize that. Definitely nearing the end of this race, it's going to come into play, and he definitely pulls on him going into 3 and 4, just like you said. And he's right on the back bumper almost as they come off turn 4, and he dives all the way to the bottom. See if he goes to the apron to get that run. He does not. And while all this is going on, Mud and Fan seem to be in an area that they can't get any closer to these guys whatsoever. As Mudd now comes off turn 2. And look at Wesley. He's got a heck of a run going into 3 and 4. But I think if he was to stay on the high side or even the middle line, he'll get an advantage. And he tries there, but he has to get right on the brakes or let off the gas because he's getting very close to Tolumpus. But definitely, these guys are going to be the best cars of the race. Let's check on the championship leader, Jeremy Stanley, who has moved up 2 positions now, trying to get around his teammate, or not his teammate, his rival, Corey Heffley, actually, as he is on the very high line where it is the preferred line, the longer way around the track, but definitely a more preferred line today. And he gets around Heffley. Heffley pulls right up in front of Ryan Williams, who is looking to have one of his best finishes in the season, running 14th now, way up high on the outside of this track.
And we have a battle for the lead as Tyler Wesley was trying to go around the outside this time of the leader.
Yeah, and he's right on the back bumper of Tolumpus, and he's on that higher part of the track. Let's see if he gets an advantage off of it. Looking back here, we've got a battle for a couple positions. 22nd place, Eddie Roberts. He goes 3 wide, almost actually goes way up near the wall. Here comes Reeds now. He's right behind Walton.
As Mudd pulls up to the back bumper of Tyler Wesley, he's going to try to make a pass in 1 and 2.
Mudd now catching these guys as Tyler Wesley goes way up high on the track. And it's going to give...
See if he can get that run off.
Yeah. Not making it work. Look at Fan bobbing and weaving, trying to get a line. Now Mudd takes the high groove, trying to get something going. As Tyler Wesley still continues to fight for the lead, but he just cannot make the pass.
As Mudd is now in jeopardy of falling back to 5th.
And just after that horrible restart is how this is all basically unraveled for Mudd. And he's not been able to recover whatsoever. Interesting point here. We could possibly have some lap traffic if we were to go completely green to the end without a pit stop. That's if. We're looking at Brent McCaleb. It was just now coming off 4, but he is running considerably slower. Actually, 35.6 his last time. But he's definitely lost the field, and with the draft, he's going to continue to run slower and slower. 20-some laps from now, we could, at the very end of the race, we could see this field catch him, but it's a big if. It really is. But he has considerably lost the draft, and he's losing speed. With these guys running almost 34, which is almost a second faster, we could see him, but we don't know. If he has to pit again, that might also play into that fact. They've had a lot of problems with that engine today. Tyler Wesley and Tolumpus still going at it, though, as Tyler Wesley goes way to the bottom this time. And they are basically running identical lap times. It's hard to actually even tell their lines differently either. It seems like anytime Tyler Wesley gets close to Tolumpus, he's forced to roll out the gas and make sure he doesn't get into Tolumpus. Definitely running a little bit faster, but Tolumpus has the preferred line. And as far as he's concerned, he's not going to get away from it.
Fan really caught up coming out of 4 here. They get that run off to pull up to Tyler Wesley.
And I think Tyler got an even better run off that corner. His Fan kind of loses sight of Wesley for a second as he pulls right up to the back bumper of Tolumpus. And as this is all going on, Jeremy Stanley has lost 2 positions now to put him 14th place, furthermore pushing him back in the standings. As, oh, close call there for Brendan McGee as he almost gets into the back bumper of Ryan Williams. And it's really getting hectic back here. We were seeing 3 and almost 4 wide situation back here as McGee now having to take evasive maneuvers to just dodge some of these cars as we go 3 wide in the back again. Right in the corner. It's a big track. We're able to do this, but it's kind of sketchy as these guys are definitely running different lines, different brake patterns. And McGee's going to lose a couple more positions. Jeremy Stanley is going to capitalize on that and make some time up on Bale, who has fallen back to 13th. Let's see if Stanley can get that going in a couple laps. Back up front, though. We'll see what's going on. It appears Fan is definitely caught up to these guys racing up here.
Definitely got a 3-way battle for the lead.
Oh, gosh. Fan off the corner, dives low. Almost gets into the back bumper of Wesley as he goes very, very low on the track. As Tyler Wesley still remains to stay high on the surface of this track. Talampus continues to run the middle line, which appears to just the high line was preferred. It appears the middle line has become the line of choice for these drivers.
Bud is trying to make a pass on the outside of Gardner.
Wow, look at this. Talampus definitely sputtered off the corner, it appears, and Wesley's got the best shot he's had all day. But I still don't think it's going to work because he's not going to have the preferred line. We'll see if he can capitalize on it just a little bit. Oh, he drives in very deep, trying to get something out of this. But he's actually going to lose more time than he gains. But definitely Wesley, with his best run off the corner, not going to get anything out of it, though. As actually he loses more, like I said, than he gains. As we're closing on the 10 to go mark. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty. It's gonna be interesting to see if we actually have to see another pit stop. I wouldn't be surprised if a little strategy is played in this pit stop if we have to have one.
Oh, here comes Gardner, making us a 4-way battle now.
Yeah, Gardner's catching up, and before long, if Mudd can get something going and get the right line, we could see a 5-car battle. But speaking of a pack racing in the back, we have at least 10 cars separated by 1 second here in the back. These guys are as close as they've been all day, and we actually spoke a little bit about the possibility of this kind of racing before the race started in the pre-race, and we haven't seen it much. And now we're starting to see the pack racing, the 2 and the 3 wide racing now, but it's in the furthermore of the back of the pack. And it's being led by Jeremy Stanley, who has made up a position since the last time we checked on him, running 13th now. Still not the race they wanted to see out of this car. And this team cannot be too happy with the way they're running, especially when you've got Tyler Wesley, who could possibly take this championship away in the next race. If he is to capitalize this win today, it's going to give him even closer to that
They're
first
2 by
title.
2 for the top 2. For the top 4 spots right now.
And just speaking of it, a lot of these guys have gotten closer as we are 10 to go this time by. And as all this is going on, you have to think the way these guys in the back are racing, we can expect to see something happen if they are to race any harder. And speaking of it, look at this. Alex Gordon in the back having to go all the way to the bottom to dodge Silverson. I think there's something wrong with Baskinger as he has dropped all the way to the apron. Now trying to get back up to speed. These guys are all over each other coming across the line. Like I said, about 9 or 10 cars separated by a second. And as we watch the battle back here, it is getting very intense. We got to go back up front to make sure these guys up front are still the way they are. We don't want to miss anything up here. And we were talking about how this 4-car battle is heating up. And look at Tyler Wesley jump to the outside. This might be what Wesley wants to do. He can't get to the outside, though. He's looking. He's definitely looking. Not able to get to the outside long enough. He is staggered to the right, though. Let's see if it makes a difference.
He's definitely searching around for lines to get around your leader.
And 3 wide back here as Heffley is going to dive to the bottom. Trying to get something moving. As Wesley all over the back bumper of Talampus. There they are. Bumper to bumper now as they come off turn 4. Oh, and look at that. Talampus runs him on a block down to the low line. I think Talumpus is in that position where he knows that Wesley is about to try something, and it's going to be interesting to see what he tries. Wesley backs off there, trying to get a run off the corner. Looking for Brent McCaleb. He's going into one. I don't think these guys are going to catch him as Wesley moves to the inside once again, but we do know that's just false hope at this point.
It seems like the
And as they come around, Wesley looking to catch them, but we've seen it all day. It's not really happening. As Fan and Gardner are there, and then you got to get back here in a huge pack of cars. As now Heffley has brought a group of cars, and it's going to go 3 wide. Heffley thinks better of it.
Tyler Wesley's trying to go for the lead. He's pulled right up
Heffley
next
to the
him.
bottom, making the move. And caution is out. Caution is out with 5 laps to go, and I think we've got some debris up in turn 3 and 4, maybe again, and that's going to be cutting it close. We could see a 2-lap shootout.
Tyler Wesley they were neck and neck coming out of turn 2 right before the caution was thrown. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Now the question is, as these guys wait for the pace car to catch up, we will be going back to green flag racing. That is going to be confirmed, but the bigger question is going to be, are these guys going to pit? And if you're Tyler Wesley, it's now or never. You do know you're going to have a tough time beating Talumpus on the track. Do you try to beat him in the pits? We're waiting for the official word on what the caution was thrown for. As we wait, we'll see if these guys decide to pit. I believe we're going to see some takers. But I don't know if it's going to be anything up front. They don't decide to pit this lap. A lot of cars in the back are, though. So we'll have to wait and see. I think about 6 or 8 cars are going to be pitting. It looks like Pandiskio is going to pit. The 17 is Stafford. Looks about...
Yeah, that Pandiskio.
10 cars are pitting. And yeah, at this point, Pandiskio has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And he's going to actually just go on pit road and take some tires. Looks like 2 tires a lot of people are taking, and so is Pandiskio. He'll take 2 tires. Or actually, it looks like just fuel.
Pandiskio took just fuel?
Yeah, Pandiskio with just fuel. You would think he has really nothing to lose. Just go on and take 4 tires and try something, but
yeah,
I guess these guys are in it for just the fuel. So we stay. Nothing changes up front, and we'll have to wait and see if that's going to affect how this plays out. We're going to go to commercial break, and we will be back for the conclusion of this race. We'll have about 3 laps to go when we return. Stick around. You don't want to miss it. The conclusion for the Netflix Rookie Cup Series, race number 12, here on FMB TV 3 when we get back. We are back in a huge shakeup as Talumpus is forced to pit due to a fueling problem. And oh, there they are. That's what we were just thinking about. Tyler Wesley is going to be out of fuel. So is Fan. We are coming to take the green flag. Corey Heffley is out. We were just thinking. We'll have to wait and see, but I think Tyler is going to be forced to pit, and so is Fan. Heffley is going to be there. Now, the question is, there was a couple more cars that did not pit on this last flag while we were under commercial. Who is going to run out of fuel? Will Gardner have enough fuel? It's going to be Gardner's is going to be first. And this is going to shake up the points a lot. Ryan Williams is being forced to pit. That moves Jeremy Stanley up to 5th. More cars diving on pit road. We're going to go green flag racing this time by. Jeremy Stanley dives on pit road. But he doesn't make it on pit road. Neither does Gilson. These guys are out of fuel. Green flag is going to be out. Will that throw the caution? Oh, they're checking up big time. A lot of guys out of fuel. Gardner's out of fuel. Look at these guys catching the other guys. Oh, they almost hit each other. Huge melee is about to occur if these guys don't get out of the way. And all these guys out of fuel. Games is out of fuel. Go! Bale's out of fuel, and there goes McClintock into the wall. Huge crash. We're racing back to the flag. This is going to be it. Caution flag is out. Who's going to have the fuel to get to the line? Brown leads.
Pandisco moves up to 5th out of all that.
Brown leads. Here comes the Max. Is he going to have enough time? Does he have enough fuel? Zach
Bud's in the
Brown.
walk.
Zach Brown out of fuel. Zach Brown is out of fuel. No, he is not. He has enough to get to the line. Zach Brown is going to win race number 12 if he has enough fuel to make it around next time. A lot of guys out of fuel. Oh, a car stopped on the apron. Who is
Bunch
that?
of cars stopped on the apron.
Scott is out of
Jeremy
fuel.
Stanley is stopped on the apron.
These guys did not make it on the pit road. I don't know why they didn't get to the apron or to the lane. That's going to leave Stanley with no points. Did Tyler Wesley get to the apron?
Pandisco is actually going to finish
Wesley did get fuel in the car. He is pulling out of pit lane now, and as these guys are all coasting around this track, McClintock with heavy damage. Holy cow. These guys, some of these guys are having to pit. Does Zach Brown even have enough fuel to get to the line? It looks like the Max is going to pit, and Baskinger, and look at Pandisco. Pandisco is running 6th, but these guys are going to have to pit. Does Brown have enough fuel?
Pandisco is going to move up to 2nd.
Zach Brown, here he comes, around number turn 4. He does not elect to pit. He has enough fuel, but the Max does not. He can't coast. Neither does Silverson. Goss is in. Stafford, Sprutt, McGee, Vondenberg. These are all pitting on the last lap. This is coming to the line. And Zach Brown is going to win at Michigan. Pandisco is going to get 3rd. Running terrible all day, and we said he had nothing to lose.
Columbus ran out with 4 to go and made it back to 4th.
Wow. Talampus back to 4th. Waiting for Wesley, who would be 3rd. He's going to come across the line to finish 28th. He will not get points for today's race. Looking for where Jeremy Stanley gets. Jeremy Stanley is going to get 31st. He will not get points. Your new leader for the Netflix Rookie Cup Series, Robert Pandisco. My goodness, I have seen this ever in this series or any other series. I couldn't have told you that all these guys were going to run out of fuel. So the only guy scoring points that was notable for this race is going to be Robert Pandisco, who ran 31st all day. He just timed it right, didn't he, Dick?
He sure did.
And with that, it's going to leave us with a little rundown. But my goodness, let's look at the results here as Zach Brown is going to lead the end of the race and take the win after a huge shakeup. After a lot of guys ran out of fuel coming to the green to take the 3 to go. Jeffrey McClintock involved in a crash. Baskinger is going to get 2nd. Robert Pandisco, who ran 31st all day out of the points, is going to get 3rd and make this big points gap, and he's going to lead the points as of right now. Talampus is going to get 4th, who initially had led all the laps of the race. DeMax is going to get 5th. 6th, Ogle. London is going to get 7th. Streeter give him 8th, 9th. Riddle, and give Anthony Ritchie 10th. McClintock, who was actually involved in the crash that brought out the caution, is going to finish 11th due to him making a pit stop before that. Looking for your championship contenders, Tyler Wesley, who ran 2nd this entire race, is going to come out 28th, 1 lap down. Jeremy Stanley is going to be a couple worse than him, 31st, but it doesn't matter. The cutoff point is 20th place. Now, since Tyler Wesley did lead a couple laps, he will get scored for bonus points, but that's it. He won't score race points for finishing in position. Well, we want to thank you for tuning in, and before we do, let's go back and take a look at that final lap so we can run down what happened, all starting with the Jeffrey McClintock incident. I'm surprised we made it as far as turn 1. We've seen a lot of these guys getting checked up. Tyler Wesley being one of the guys running out turn 4. But here's McClintock just trying to get going, and he gets turned because he is actually one of the guys that actually has enough fuel. And well, look what happens here. Bale with a car that has no gas gets turned by London, and when that happened, honestly, Jeffrey McClintock was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And ironically, that was our only incident of the race that actually brought out a caution, all being, the rest being debris. And oh, more contact happened in turn 3 and 4, what we did not see. It appears that Mudd, who at one point was your race leader, almost getting an incident there. But again, that's the way it went down today here at Michigan International Speedway for the Netflix Rookie Cup Series. Thank you for joining. For Robert Campbell and my broadcast partner Dick, until we meet again.